Hi everyone, today's topic is interesting. We'll be speaking about mental health. So, mental health is just simply the well being of you physically and mentally. But at the end of the day, with work evolving around, the world moving so fast, work, family, work life balance, people really try to balance the two together, and it's really hard for some people. Sometimes people are quiet, but they're going through a lot. It may be family, it may be a relationship, it may be work, it may be something not going on well with your family. And at the end of the day, how do we cope with that? So, having a visit to a psychotherapist may be okay, but at the end of the day, the action starts with you. What do you want to do for your mental health? Do you want to sit down and be depressed and not do something about it? Do you want to talk to someone who is going to help you out, give you ideas, share solutions about certain things? Because at the end of the day, people usually break down mentally and you don't know why they're deteriorating, maybe at work, in school, or at home. Why is family falling apart? It's just all because of that. But at the end of the day, on the brighter side, it's always good for us to know what may trigger that and what can we do to make it better. So it's very important to speak out to someone that you trust, that you're going to share your mental health breakdown issues, whatever it is. Have that friend that you know when you're vulnerable, they can be able to give you an insight of what to do. Sometimes we work with people and you even don't know what they're going through. It may be family, it may be work, it may be the children, they may be going through a divorce. And sometimes life is really hard on us, but growing up is something that we learn things along the way. But all in all, how do we arrive to a healthy mind? So it starts with you trying not to make things really weigh you down. Have someone to talk to. Do you have a solution for it? And at the end of the day, we can be better people. People have gone from having an issue that they can't sort to depression, and depression leads to suicide at the end of the day, which is very, very bad. It's very sad. So how can we help people around us? What do we want to do? Do we have time for our families, our partners? Are we in a relationship that's abusive? Are we in a family that's abusive? Are we parents that are absent? Are we siblings that are absent from each other? Because with all these busy schedules around everyone, people are not making time for family and friends. It's just work, 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 reset, rewind, replay, back to work. And at the end of the day, years are going, we're losing time and touch of us being with our families. So, like they say, the more the world evolves and becomes more specialized and more advanced, then we lose touch with family. But how do we want to have a healthy relationship with people around us, and at the end of the day, it doesn't wear us down? The simple tips are being real to yourself. Find time, even if it's away from work or after work. Read a book, take a walk, do a nature walk within your neighborhood. You don't have to go on a holiday necessarily. If you can, well and good. Those who like cycling, you can ride a bike. If you love swimming, you can do that. If you love to read a story, if you love cooking, gardening, taking care of flowers, pets, anything that will at least remove that burden from you. Then also trying to sit down and see what is that one thing that is weighing me down mentally. How can I get over it? How can I make it better? And at the end of the day, if we get to know the how, the why, the when, then we'll be better people. Otherwise, lots of people, young, old, are going through a lot of mental health and they're getting depressed. By show of hands, if you've never had any mental breakdown or mental issues, put your hand up. I thought so, because everybody has a different story in their lives and we really don't know. We walk with our heads high, but it becomes hard. How do we try to manage that? Personally, I think I'm just a tough cookie. I'll give you a simple story about myself. In 2021, the time COVID came through, it was really not an easy time for everyone. I'm a frontline medical worker. I work in a hospital. I was taking care of people who are sick, but it reached a point where my sister, the sister that I follow, also got the COVID and then passed on. 22 days later, my mom also passed on. So if I didn't have to hold my head high and have the sanity with me, then I think I would be just in shambles. So at the end of the day, we need to learn the strong side of us. What is positive about life? What can I do to make things better? If we look on the bad side, on the ugly side, then we become depressed, we lose focus, we think we have no meaning in life and no place in this world. But if we look on the brighter side, I know tomorrow is a better day, there may be an option, there will be solutions, things will get better. There is no solution that cannot be put into place, or there is no problem that is permanent. At the end of the day, it will come to pass, then we can be better people. Otherwise, if you don't speak to people, you get depressed. It goes all the way from families to work to school to children, and at the end of the day, if we don't have that platform that we can speak to people about it, then we become nothing at the end of the day. So find time, speak to your spouse, speak to your partner. Are you in a healthy relationship? You can also know there is burnout at the end of the day, and it might be that mental health issue that's causing that burnout. Maybe if your family was happy, they begin getting depressed, they're more quiet, they're not attached, they're not having that bonding moment. If it's work, it's your workmate, they used to be happy, then they just come to work and go home. They don't care about what happens after that. So it's very, very important. How can we make things better? It's really not easy, but at the end of the day, we want to be better people. We don't want to be in the same state we were in yesterday if it was a bad situation. So we can only make things better if we speak out and address these issues, and it starts with you. Don't wait for another person to think for you on how you should feel or look or do things. At the end of the day, it's self-reflection and what can I do? What can I turn around to make better in my life? So don't take things personal. Sometimes people dwell on very small things. I would call them petty things, which make them depressed. They want to own a car like their friend. They want to live that fast life like others are doing. They're living in a posh house and all that. And once you start the comparisons with other people, trust me, you'll get very depressed and you'll die a very miserable person. So the beauty about it is mental health starts with you, and you're able to control your mental health and be a happy person. Thank you. Until another day.